Tonight on Everybody Hates Adam Pearce. I'm John Rethnam with my review of WWE Raw, and we're done with Survivor Series. We found out who the best of the best was. We're heading towards TLC. This show had a couple good moments, but honestly was pretty laughable for the most part and was mostly a goddamn mess. With a few things I hated. I wonder if you can guess which things I hated. Let me know in the comments, but let me know what you think of Raw overall because, man, it's been a fucking dumpster fire. So anyway, we have Team Raw with Adam Pearce, and it's a clean sweep for Team Raw. They're arguing about who should face Drew McIntyre at TLC. Everybody makes a good point, except Riddle, because I swear to God he was high during this whole damn thing. And Sheamus even says Dopey fits you more than anything, because haha, he's on weed, and he also doesn't take no for an answer when it comes to women. Allegedly, probably. Matt Riddle's a piece of shit and should have never been hired by WWE. So, Proud Boy Braun gets all upset because he didn't get his way, like Proud Boys are known to do, and decides to batter Adam Pearce, which doesn't end well. I don't know why the fuck he thought that was a good idea. Don't batter your boss, kids. It's not a good idea. And then the Hurt Business are just talking backstage to New Day. Hey, we want a title shot. We know we lost last week, but we want another title shot. So they get it. And then they have the match. And MVP's out there. MVP made a lot of stupid decisions tonight, which is weird. Because MVP has actually been pretty damn smart since this whole pandemic started. He's been a pretty big bright spot for this company. Good pace, by the way. And then Shelton and I believe, was it Shelton and Kofi that were outside? And they did the 9, the 10 count. And it looked like the Hurt Business barely won by countout. It was like they either planned it that way. And, it just looked goofy. Or they decide, hey, we fucked up. Let's just roll with it. Let's just have the referee call it. And then we have nothing else for the show for almost the first hour. Hey, MVP, ask to restart the match. So they do. And then the Hurt Business works on Kofi's knee for about 5,000 years. Now, he did land badly, and I hope he's okay, because that looked pretty goddamn brutal. And Xavier gets a hot tag. And the match was fine. It wasn't as good as their match last week. Their match last week was much better. And we get a sunset flip, pinning Shelton 1, 2, 3. So what did this do for the Hurt Business besides they won by countout, and now they won, despite all the interference, they won here, or they lost here. So, okay, what are they going to do? Win in a ladder match? That's probably what's going to happen. Maybe they get the group that calls themselves Retribution in the match, because, that group's salvageable. They're not. They're good talents, but they're not salvageable. And then we get Adam Pearce basically being attended to by the doctors, and he talks to Charlie, and he is apparently rooted to this area for the next 30 minutes, because he says if it was up to him, Braun would have been fired, but Braun was escorted from the building. And then Lashley shows up and says, hey, before you decide who faces Drew, let me talk to you about this. And then here's Orton. After they were back from the break, here's Orton to just interrupt Adam Pearce, who apparently can't get a word out on who's going to face the champion. And then Sarah interviews Lana and mentions, hey, Nia Jax put you through a table 9 weeks in a row. More like Nina Jax. And I worked hard on that joke. I didn't. But, Nia Anti-Vax, as she is called. And she will continue to be called until she apologizes for being a stupid, brainless twat. So anyway, Adam Pearce then says 3 matches. And, the winners of those face off in a triple threat next week to determine who will face Drew McIntyre. He actually said that, McIntyre. Now, he took this in stride and did something good on Twitter a little bit later. You can check out his Twitter feed if you'd like. It's better to look at it than have me describe it. But at least he took it in stride, and he caught himself. These things happen. It was funny. I mean, is it worth making fun of him for? Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. If you're going to make fun of the women for botching, you got to make fun of Adam Pearce for botching. But this was funny. And why do they do the slow motion thing for Riddle and his flip-flops? I don't get it. Riddle and Sheamus. Cool. These two facing off again. The match was not bad. The match, however, went on for about 9 years. And nice submissions by Sheamus. I mean, he did a really nice heel hook. The freaking knee strike, the final flash knee strike, that really landed badly. That landed like flush on Sheamus' cheek. Well, actually, it might even land on his gut. It looked like really rough. We get white noise off the ropes, kind of fitting because this show was mostly white noise. And then later, the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling, surprise roll-up, 1, 2, 3. All right, Riddle advances. Hopefully take the pin in that triple threat because I have no desire to see Riddle versus Drew McIntyre. Fart tire. That sounds really bad. Sounds like you need to get new tires, kiddos. Don't have bad tires during the winter. This has been your public service announcement from your weird radio, or your weird, YouTube host. Anyway, Asuka then talks to Lana and says, hey, you want a title shot? You mentioned earlier, and Lana says, no, I don't want a title shot. I just want to be able to be able to enjoy this moment. And then, oh wait, you're going to get the title shot. And Lana's like, okay, I'm going to die. And I thought they were going to do something really stupid, and they managed to do something worse. We then have more Funhouse shit. Okay, look, I want to say right now, Bray and Alexa seem to be having fun with this. I'm over this. I've been over this for a while, and I don't care. There's a friendship frog. And then he gets smashed Frogger style. Alexa apparently has not liked any of the versions of Frogger since the Atari days. And to be fair, the remakes were kind of shit. And decided to do this. Or maybe she thought it was the old Number Crunchers frog. If you remember that, my God, you're as old as I am. Number Munchers actually is what I think it was. But anyway, she then smashes the frog, and they have a memoriam for the frog. And Bray says, such a shame that he croaked. Good thing I would never make a stupid pun like that. I totally laughed at this, by the way. I'm ashamed that I laughed. We then get Asuka versus Lana. Raw Women's Championship. Basically, they're in the ring. Shayna and Nia Anti-Vax are on commentary. She will keep being called that until she decides to apologize for being a goddamn idiot. And then Asuka is frustrated, throws water on him, and they cause a DQ. Then they say, hey, don't go anywhere. Let's have a tag match. And then they do 24/7 bullshit with Truth doing a Black Friday thing. Gulak is there, and then he gets scared by Tozawa in a spoopy mask. And then we do that. I hate it. I wish WCW won in the Monday Night Wars. That's exactly what I wrote down because I'm sick of the 24/7 shit. This isn't entertainment to me. So, Asuka and Lana versus Shayna and Nia Anti-Vax. Again, gonna keep rolling with that. And why is Nia still here? Oh, thanks, Dwayne. That's the one bad thing The Rock did in his career was bring Nia Jax into wrestling. I'm not knocking The Rock for anything. He's a surefire Hall of Famer. But anyway, Nia hurls herself stupidly at the announcer's table, rolls over it and everything. It was like watching a couch leave a goddamn truck at like 70 miles an hour on the freeway. Maybe Nia, if she doesn't want to get a vaccine for the virus, maybe she should get a vaccine and pray for one that cures stupidity. It'll be hard to do that because she listens to that bullshit overly orange referee Drake Wirtz. Absolutely the worst type of person ever. But anyway, by the way, Asuka gets a roll up on Shayna 1, 2, 3, and then Riddle is talking to MVP backstage and says, "Hey, let's combine pizza and yogurt, make brogurt." And I wanted to slap Riddle. I think a lot of people want to slap Riddle. Rollins didn't want anything to do with him. MVP says, "Hey, we'll listen to your ideas, and if you have good ideas, we'll do business. And if we don't like them, we'll do business. We'll beat the shit out of you, basically." Then we get Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley. Man meat smacking into each other. Man, there was a lot of black-on-black violence during this show. It's almost like Fox booked it. MVP, by the way, did something really stupid I'm going to talk about here in a bit. I will say that this is probably the best Lashley has looked in a while, and Lee, him working with Lashley actually worked pretty well. They put on a pretty damn good match here. Lashley at one point hurling himself stupidly at the ring post while Keith Lee was on his shoulders. Not sure what the fuck he was trying to accomplish there. Gashes his head open. And the ref had to get his, gloves on. He had to get his love gloves on. Gross. Then MVP, is out there, watching, his guy, do a whole... They did some good leapfrogs. They did some good strikes. Lee and, Lashley did some good stuff. But then it looks like Lee's about to win. MVP, mind you, a qualifier. The winner gets a championship, gets a shot, to go to a triple threat, basically to earn the shot to face Drew McIntyre. Okay, so one step closer to a number one contender spot if you win. MVP interferes and essentially, costs his guy the win. Why the fuck would he do that? Yeah, he's still the U.S. champion, but it makes no goddamn sense. It's fucking stupid. What the fuck is this? It makes no goddamn sense. And then Nikki wants to, beat the Fiend out of Alexa. She doesn't understand how possessions work. Possessions are 9/10 of the law. The fuck am I even on about? By the way, have you ever seen a movie called The Possession? I'm sorry, it wasn't very good. So, Nikki's theme music, let me know what other theme music is absolutely terrible, because Nikki Cross's theme music has to be the worst of any mainstream wrestler on a mainstream wrestling program. There's some bad ones in AEW, but this doesn't fit at all. It's like country rock if Hailstorm was threatened or held hostage and made to, told to make the worst music possible. And I like Hailstorm. I know they're not country rock, but it's like weak Hailstorm. Maybe it's like Paramore, and I like Paramore also. Anyway, Nikki versus Alexa, cool character work and everything, and Alexa's doing all the, the scary and all the crazy thing, and she apparently stole the outfit from Chucky, which is fitting because, it would fit her, because, the doll's about the same height as her. And she does all this stuff, and she's all playing around with Alexa, or playing around with Nikki, and then Nikki, notices Alexa's crying because she's all upset. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And then Alexa hits the absolute worst goddamn flatliner I've seen this side of Chris Kanyon now. And Chris Kanyon, by the way, now could hit a better flatliner. If you get it, you get it. Mr. Candy can hit a better one in his sleep. And Alexa's doing the character work just fine. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but she seems to be having fun with it. She can't wrestle she can't wrestle to save her goddamn life. She has I'm not saying I can, but goddamn, that was so bad. That was a really bad flatliner. And if I'm going to say the men do real bad shit, I guess say when the women do really bad shit. And then recaps of Taker's farewell. He had a great 22-year career that went out for 30 goddamn years. Check out what I said at the end of the Survivor Series review, around 18, 19 minutes in, if you really just want to go to it and you want to hear me go off. I don't regret anything I said about Undertaker. If you got emotional during his farewell, fine. My emotions ran out because I just stopped caring because the motherfucker kept coming back. Yes, he kept coming back for money, coming back for the reasons that he wanted to. He wanted to take care of his family. Fine. He still torpedoed his legacy, in my opinion. So, bye, bitch. Don't come back. Don't. Vince McMahon should just pay him to stay at home. He earned his goddamn money. And it's not like Vince hasn't wasted a bunch of money on Lesnar and other people. Use it on somebody that actually, was devoted to you. Anyway, Styles versus Orton, a WrestleMania caliber matchup. Yep, that's what it was, and they had a match, and some good knee targeting. These guys work well together. The thing is, they worked together at WrestleMania 35, so it was already a WrestleMania rematch, so to speak. And then Styles, his hired help, Jordan, whatever the bodyguard, I don't know what the hell he's called. We're about this close to 12 years in age, eh? He's just staring at the shiny ring post. Orton's outside the ring, and suddenly, oh no, spoopy Fiend stuff gets back in the ring. And then the light shut off because he's about to ready to hit the RKO. Fiend shows up behind, the steps. Hi. And then phenomenal forearm, 1, 2, 3. Cool, more Orton Fiend stuff. I don't care. Whatever. They may have a good match. As long as we don't have any projected bugs on the goddamn ring mat. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rittland. I'll see you soon.